Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about hidden stats in Call of Duty Warzone. What do I mean with hidden stats? There's the one or the other attachment on these guns that does something, but the description does actually not give it away. You want an example? Very simple. Let's start with no stock. The no stock attachment, if you read it out, the ultimate run and gun modification when agility is more important than precision. Removing the stock greatly increases movement. So what the stock tells you does plus movement speed and plus aim down sight speed. It's fantastic. And you're going to lose some aiming stability and you're going to lose some recoil control. Okay, so when I use no stock attachment, aiming stability means that your gun is not going to follow the recoil pattern that much, and recoil control is obviously minus actual recoil control, so you have more vertical recoil because that's what recoil control means. But what a no stock attachment doesn't say is that it actually makes hip fire better. Yes, you might have more vertical recoil, but your hip fire gets tremendously improved by no stock, and that is on every single gun. That is not in the description, that is nowhere, but if you're doing a hip fire build, then no stock is absolutely to be preferred because no other stock actually helps you with the hip fire. And if you think about it, that's kind of crazy. Why is that not in there? If you actually don't do the math, if you don't do any gun testing, if you don't go for any statistics sites like True Game Data, where you have the knowledge that the hip fire area gets improved by this, then you're just like, oh, well, thank you for telling me Modern Warfare. But there's more. You know that the FMJ perk is actually meant to be used to shoot people out of cars easier. Yeah, crazy, I know. FMJ says increases bullet penetration and damage against equipment and kill streaks. Well, that's what it does for the multiplayer. But realistically, this FMJ perk is exactly to shoot people out of cars. Because if you have FMJ on and you shoot a freaking truck, you know when you shoot a truck, usually with your gun, with your sniper, it's super hard to kind of get like the exact point from the big Gertha. Yeah, with FMJ, that's super easy. You just bang them out. Same goes for the cars. Same goes for every single, like if he's sitting in the car, in the driver's seat, and you shoot from the back, usually that can be very tricky with the actual sniper to get the penetration point and the exact point. But with FMJ, it's easier than ever. Use that to shoot people out of cars. If we're reading the commando foregrip, heavyweight angled grip keeps the weapon steady while aiming and helps maintain control during heavy fire. Thank you, Modern Warfare. So it does recoil stabilization, aiming stability, and minus movement speed. That's all good and fair to know, but at this point we know that recoil control reduces vertical recoil. And now we have this keyword saying recoil stabilization. So in no way we actually do know what this does for us now. Obviously, as an experienced Modern Warfare player and Call of Duty player, you will know that recoil stabilization means horizontal recoil. But actually it doesn't mean horizontal recoil. Recoil stabilization means that your left and right bullet bounce more follows the actual recoil. So if you have a heavy vertical recoil, but you use a recoil stabilization attachment, you will get, with the commando foregrip, actually some less vertical recoil, which is also not listed here because recoil control is vertical recoil. But recoil stabilization makes your bullets follow more your vertical recoil, so closer to it, which also helps with the aiming stability then. In statistics, it's minus 6% vertical recoil and minus 15% horizontal bounce. That's again like good to know, but where does it say here that it actually does a single vertical recoil? It doesn't. It says recoil stabilization, whereas recoil control is known to be that. So again, they are not giving us what we need. We need that gunsmith from Cold War. Have you ever thought about using the lightweight suppressor? Don't. Lightweight suppressor. Lightweight aluminum suppressor sacrifices range for stealth and agility. So it says plus on sound suppression, fantastic, and minus on damage range. Okay. Doesn't sound all too bad because minus on damage range, you don't care about that on certain guns. But realistically, we know that the monolithic suppressor gives you sound suppression and plus on damage range, correct? So the damage range is increased. But each of these suppressors actually has a bonus stat, and that is bullet velocity. So not only the damage range gets increased, because you could just assume, well, yeah, the damage range gets higher. But what does damage range actually mean in this regard? Damage range increase or decrease means that you're losing or gaining bullet velocity. And you actually lose 30% bullet velocity by using a lightweight suppressor, or you gain 15% by using a monolithic suppressor. Again, the keyword damage range in this regard here means bullet velocity, which you tremendously lose on the lightweight suppressor. Let's go down on scopes now. The VLK Optic Russian Comet Optic 3x magnification provides reliable target acquisition, plus on zoom level, minus on day and down side speed. Sounds fantastic. But did you also know that the accuracy bar goes up here tremendously, right? But the VLK Optic realistically increases your vertical and horizontal recoil by 10% each. There's a reason why everyone uses the VLK Optic, and that is because of the absolute crazy recoil control bonus you get by using an optic. But it's not the only optic. For example, the Solozero NVG Enhanced Advanced 3.25 Gen D3 Night Vision with Thermal Overlay for Enhanced blah 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 blue blue also says nowhere that it does that. But realistically, minus 15% vertical recoil. So on a gun with extreme vertical recoil, as bad as it is to use these thermal scopes, because if someone runs cold-blooded, you kind of don't see them. But realistically, if you ever have picked up that AN94 from the ground with a thermal scope, it feels like a laser because it gets 15% bonus recoil reduction that is nowhere stated from the Solozero's NVG Enhanced scope. Kar98K. Did you know that if you choose a different scope, a shorter scope, let's say you would be going for, I don't know, it was exactly the flip hydrant, but it's definitely the VLK Optic, you actually are able to reload the gun 1 billion times faster. And this is just a mechanical thing of the Kar98. So the Kar98 has its chamber where with a sniper scope, you put in single bullets. You do like click, 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 because that sniper scope is in the way and you can only put in single bullets. But as soon as you use a shorter scope on the barrel, you can actually put the 5-round mag of ammunition, click, click, straight in. So if you're already a very aggressive sniper player, if you do actually enjoy using the Kar98 with the shorter scopes that leave the loading bay open, I think also the Cronin works for that too. You reload the gun tremendously faster. I do use sleight of hand of my Kar98 with the sniper scope exactly for these reasons, because you're only able to chamber single bullets. But with a shorter scope, which does not say anywhere, which is just like the mechanics of the guns, you actually reload your Kar98 faster. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know all of these, or did I surprise you with the one or the other? What do I want to do with this video? Realistically, I hope that we are actually getting the Cold War gunsmith, because the Cold War gunsmith has every single detail, every single stat, every single little something broken down for every attachment. There's no hidden knowledge, data, facts, silent nerfs, anything. There was the Merc foregrip, which gave you a 4% movement speed bonus, which no one ever told you, and that's why everyone used the Merc foregrip. Also, the Merc foregrip had a bug where it had a 3 to 4 shot insane first shot accuracy on every single spray. That was nowhere listed. And any attachment like this, there are more things, and it's really worse, because what are you doing if you're a player day by day and you're wondering, hey, I'm trying this hipfire build and it's kind of not working. Do I have to copy just streamers XYZ build who says the gun is a laser? But I would like to know, why is it a laser? Where are my stats for that? We need these. We need these knowledges. We don't need YouTubers and streamers to make these videos here about to explain these things to you. It would be nice if they were in the game already. Thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this little kind of knowledge bomb in your faces with the hidden stats in the Warzone. If you knew all of these, you're a true gamer. If you didn't know any of them, you're still a true gamer, but now you know a little bit more. See you soon in the Warzone.